Rails ready to go on the first here at Canterbury. Soft 5 to going, and it's a very pleasant winter's afternoon as well. Can Pick a Pony is the favourite, 260, and we're ready to go. Red light on. Drawn barrier 2, the fave. It's been trialling well. Set. Racing, and Can Pick a Pony's jumped out with them. In fact, might be contesting the lead with Minnehaha Falls and Red Hot Lizzie surging forward on the outside. Red Hot Lizzie wants the front and she's got it. Moving up on the inside, Can Pick a Pony into second, and the inside of Minnehaha Falls, and they're followed just behind the speed. Then to Grass Burn is one out, one back on the outside of Promiscuous Girl. 2 lengths for the back to Zanaka on the inside of Sweet Patriot. 3 off to Montana Dawn. Bohemia's not going well. She's a conspicuous last. Into the first bend, and Red Hot Lizzie at the 600 leads by 3/4 to Minnehaha Falls. Can Pick a Pony third, leaders back. Then came Grassburn being nudged along in fourth. A length further back to Promiscuous Girl being hard ridden on the inside of Zanaka, and Sweet Patriot heads the rest. Can Pick a Pony looking for a run as they come around the turn, and Red Hot Lizzie swings in front by a length and a half. Minnehaha Falls conceding ground, so now the favourite Can Pick a Pony gets its chance inside the 200, and Red Hot Lizzie a length and a half to Can Pick a Pony is only grinding. Red Hot Lizzie going well, and Red Hot Lizzie, Bohemia's rattling home. Big win though by Red Hot Lizzie. They're leading all the way. Now Bohemia's run was cracking in second position. Can Pick a Pony I think scraped into third from Zanaka. Then came Promiscuous Girl. Further back Sweet Patriot, Grassburn, Minnehaha Falls, Zanaka and Montana Dawn. Red Hot Lizzie's led all the way. What about the run of Bohemia?
Yes, what about the run of Bohemia there? Darren, poor Brad Gray sitting next to me looks devastated, but take nothing away from Red Hot Lizzie, who salutes here in the first. Tim Clark riding for Kieran Maher, 550, 190. Bohemia finishes second. Third, I think you'll find Can Pick a Pony just ahead of Zanaka there, but we'll wait for the official numbers to come through. In fact, there they are there. So 6, 7, 12, and we're still waiting on that fourth number, but I'm pretty sure it was horse number 11. Brad, take us through that.
Yeah, tough on speed win, a horse that we hadn't seen for a year, and there was market support for her all week, and that was justified, wasn't it, on the back of a nice ride there from Tim Clark. You thought that Can Pick a Pony, once she peeled off the back of the eventual winner, was going to make a challenge, just weakened out that last little bit. She'll come on from that, and Bohemia, what could have been, she made a mess at the start, she circled the field, she was tailed off and really hit the line. So clearly a filly with talent, but she's also got a few kinks that she needs to iron out. But all honours to the winner. You do everything right and you get the result.
Yes, indeed. Straight to the front. Aussie Joe joins me. That was an impressive first up performance from her.
Yeah, that was very good. So has been showing a bit of talent. She's taken a bit of time, but the owner's been very patient. She's another one very well fun but dynamic. She was fairly cheap by, and yeah, they're good at finding those kind of horses. Obviously from that gate, Tim decided to push forward instead of getting caught wide. And once she was in front, able to control. It's a kind of track where it's always a big help. And yeah, she gave a good kick and she was good late.
Why the big gap? She came back in, was it December last year, had a trial, but we haven't seen her since then. Yeah,
she put up only fairly from a trial. We weren't 100% happy with the way she was moving, so we just gave a bit of time. As you can see, she's a big girl. She still has plenty of finishing to do, so instead of rushing her, we just want to be fairly patient.
What did you think of Grassburn?
Grassburn was very good. Been trying to get her to relax better. 2 starts ago, here she did a lot wrong, and today she was actually the opposite. She was off the beat for most of the way. And the last part of the race was very good, so I think we can go up in trip with her now. She's relaxing better, and she'll win one of those.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay, Tim just bringing this filly back by Hellbent out of Anna Lizzie. And that was her second career start. She debuted at Kembla back in August of last year, so it's been some time, 49 weeks since she last raced to be precise. She came back in December, as I said, had a trial, and they were very patient with her, and she's returned with 2 trials, given a little bit of a squeeze in that more recent trial, but a nice effort to be able to do that first up off such a lengthy break, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely, and they were there to beat her at the finish, but to her credit, she just kept finding on the line, so I don't think it's a filly that Tim's had much to do with in the past. It's had a few different jockeys there through its trial and debut at Kembla Grange, going back nearly a year on now, but we'll get Tim's impressions there, but I think first impressions will be lasting impressions with her. Tim, a nice debut or a nice win first up.
Yeah, obviously, a lot of credit goes to the team behind Kieran there to have her well prepared today, to be able to have the confidence to ride her like that, and even though she was a long time between runs, to know that it's going to be on a horse that was still going to be strong late. And
halfway down the straight, it was pretty much anyone's race. There was a few horses coming out to make their challenge, and she found on the line. Yeah,
she didn't wouldn't say she showed an electric turn of foot when I asked her, but one thing she did do, when she got to her top speed, she maintained that and held that all the way through the line. So it was an encouraging first up effort.
Winning start, well done.
Thank you.
Red Hot Lizzie takes out the first race here ahead of Bohemia. Can Pick a Pony and Zunaka finishes in fourth spot. 6, 7, 12 and 11 the numbers here from race number 1. Anthony, we'll come back to you.
Okay, Red Hot Lizzie, too good for them there in the first at Canterbury. Straight to the front job for Tim Clark, and Kieran Maher leads all the way. First up from a long break, hadn't started since August last year at Kembla Grange when beaten 2 lengths behind Disney Castle in a maiden down there, and did have a trial in December, but clearly he's had a few issues because long break, and then a couple of trials more recently at Warwick Farm in July, and straight to the front she returns a winner, the filly by Hellbent. Okay, we'll leave it there. 6, 7, 12 and 11. Second horse definitely one for the Black Book.
And the last to move in, El Pasero. So it's been a good betting race. The Casino Prince at Vinery Stud, the 2 and 3-year-old Colts and Golding's Maiden. El Pasero loads up and we're good to go now. Red Hot Lizzie winning the first, leading all the way. Off the map now, Trunk drawn barrier 1. Racing, Trunk left really well off the inside and has ridden to lead. The grey fast into stride. Bengal there. Maracaibo Sun's handy as well. A gap early to Cash in Cards, followed by Threatening. El Pasero drifting back. In between runners, Capital Hill, and Zoo Ripper's going to settle last of all. The favourite Trunk holds the front. The grey goes to second. Maracaibo Sun roused to third, and Bengal 1 out 1 back. A gap of 4 further back to Cash in Cards. Then Threatening from Zoo Ripper. El Pasero deep out starting a run, and Capital Hill's been shuffled back to last. 600 to go. Trunk held together by 3/4 to the grey. Maracaibo Sun plonked third the inside of Bengal. Cash in Cards starting to take closer order. Then came Threatening. El Pasero going around the field. Further back to Zoo Ripper will ride for luck in Capital Hill. Trunk revved up now, straightening for home. Trunk narrowly in front from the grey with Maracaibo Sun into the clear, running on. Edge Trunk just in front from the grey. Maracaibo Sun third. Now Zoo Ripper's coming with a good run off heels. Trunk leads inside the 100. Zoo Ripper's the danger. Edge Trunk being tackled by Zoo Ripper in the centre, and Zoo Ripper went home best to win it. Charging home, Threatening in a photo for second with Trunk, and the gap the rest. Cash in Cards, Maracaibo Sun, Every Hope. Further back to the grey, then Capital Hill, El Pasero, and Bengal, after having a good run, dropped out to finish last.
And number 3, Zoo Ripper. Chad Schofield riding for John Thompson, pays $10.30, $2.70 the place. Now it's time for the minors. You've got Trunk over on the inside. Maracaibo Sun has finished in at 4th spot, we know that. And then getting home late was Threatening. So it's between 4 and 5. We'll wait for the number to come up. But Zoo Ripper, Brad, we touched on him. I'm devastated because I actually tipped him first up and I didn't back up with him again here this afternoon. But he's been too good.
He atoned for that luckless performance there first up, didn't he, where you were left to wonder what could have been? Well, you're not left to wonder today because he got the breaks when he needed them, slicing and dicing his way through the field there, Chad Schofield. Once he ripped him into the clear, he let down with a powerful sprint to overhaul your game leader. That was Trunk. He looked to get his chance. He was just a little bit one-paced in the straight. He might be looking for a touch further. He was still game in defeat. What a big run there from Threatening. That suggests that he's come back well. I thought he was a horse that would need further than the 12 1,200 metres, and he may, but a really encouraging return from the lightly raced Threatening. No real excuses for Maracaibo's son. Stalked the speed, maybe a touch keen there in the first half of the race, but he wasn't left with a lot there at the finish. But yeah, as I say, rights the wrong from last start. Zoo Ripper and the John Thompson stable are going particularly well at the moment.
Yeah, the horses are going very well, and John's about to make his way over now to have a chat about these Zoo Star geldings. So last preparation he debuted at Nowra on a heavy track, finished second, and then first up he went to Warwick Farm on a heavy 9, just didn't get the breaks, and he's been able to go one better today. Well done, John. He, I guess, left us wondering what would have been if he'd gotten the breaks first up, but he made amends for it today.
Yeah, look, he was extremely unlucky at Warwick Farm there. You know, everywhere he went, he just found a dead end, but just bad luck. That's racing, but horse goes well. He improved off the back of that. There was good speed in the race today, which helped. A few less runners to navigate around, and a terrific ride by Chad. He's riding super, but the horse got a bright future.
He does. In terms of tracks, he seems to handle them all, because he ran really well on debut on a wet track, and then first up was a wet track today, back on a drying surface. Yeah,
I did think he'd go better on top of the ground, and he showed a good turn of foot there today. Even had to navigate and push a horse out of the road, and it was good. So I think he'll improve the more racing he has.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, Chad just unsettling this fella, and he'll have a chat to Brad in a moment. Numbers for second and third, what were they, Brad?
Yeah, so Trunk was confirmed as second, just got his nose down in time, and Threatening is your third pick. So we'll have a chat to Chad now. So a couple of weeks is a long time in racing, Chad. So we saw him there first up. He had a hard luck story to tell, not so much today.
Yeah, exactly. We at least we got the Superman today, but he should have won the other day. He was just building his revs, and the gap closed on him, and he went to the line on the bridle. But he's a really nice horse. He's just a lovely, docile individual. He's still half asleep, so he's got a bright future, because he's still got a lot to learn, and John's done a great job with him, just sort of nursing him through, and hopefully that win can now be the beginning of a nice career.
And is it nice riding on a firmer track for the first time, Sydney Metro, in a while?
It certainly feels good, yeah. We obviously had a bad run there, but it's much nicer riding on these better tracks.
Well done.
So Zoo Ripper takes out race number 2 here at $10.30. I hope the punter's backed up from his first up run and jumped on today. There was no money for him. However, if you remained loyal, you would have been rewarded. I, on the other hand, wasn't. Trunk finished the second, Threatening third, and Maracaibo's son in fourth. 3, 5, 4 and 1. And on race number 2 here at Canterbury.
Okay, good on you. Thanks, Shenny. Zoo Ripper. Yeah, he was well back when markets first went up. And for good reason. He was too good for them there, and he's paid $10.32.70 on the local tote, the 3-year-old Bazoo Star. He was passed in as a yearling. He went through the Inglis 2022 Easter yearling sale. He was passed in for $250,000 and retained by the vendor Parsons Creek, syndicated amongst others, and probably not a bad result now, because he's on his way, and I'd say they'd be pretty happy to have him. And he wins there his first race from start 3. Trunk, good, and Threatening runs third. Maracaibo son 4, 3, 5, 4 and 1.
So Anthony, very good money in the last few minutes for Gold Dust. He's pressing for second favouritism now. So Soiree La is the last to move in. So stand by for action. In the third, the Tab Handicap over 1,100 metres. Ready to run, and they're racing. Last out was Broadway Bouncer, and Russian Schnitzel and Kaznar won the start. Cosmonova sits handy on the inside, and Magna Cat was beaten for speed and settles in fourth, clear from Gold Dust. Then Angel in the wind, say Soiree La, and 3 off to Broadway Bouncer. Russian Schnitzel shows the way, and Magna Cat's doing plenty of work to try and get the spot outside. Kaznar just holds it there for the moment. Now Kaznar being restrained to sit on the outside of Cosmonova. 2 further back to Gold Dust, a half the inside, Angel in the wind. A length and a half, say Soiree La, and Broadway Bouncer sees them all. Russian Schnitzel is a narrow leader from Magna Cat. He did work to get there. Cosmonova gets a good run at the 400 with Kaznar peeling 3 wide, starting a run. Gold Dust gets onto its back now as they straighten up. Russian Schnitzel in front. Magna Cat sticking to the task, keeping Cosmonova all locked up. Kaznar gets going, so does Gold Dust. And further back to say Soiree La. Russian Schnitzel shows the way. Cosmonova bulldozes into the clear now. Cosmonova Cosmanova going after Russian Schnitzel, and Cosmanova finished best. Cosmanova beat Russian Schnitzel, and Say Soiree Lal wide out got a third. Then Gold Dust from Magna Cat, Angel in the Wind, Broadway Bouncer, and Kaznar dropped out to finish last.
Oh, she bullied away clear there and she got the money. Cosmanova, Joe Pride and Reece Jones, 3:10, 150. Russian Schnitzel has run a game race, holding on for second spot, 5:30. Say Soiree Lay has finished in third and pays $5.80. Well done if you got the trifecta there. And just waiting on that fourth number to come up. So at this stage, numbers read 4, 8 and 6, Brad.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous there halfway down the straight. Reece Jones, a patient ride. He was the Iceman. He kept it together, just waited. And once she did push into the clear, she showed a nice little turn of foot. And that's the real Cosmanova. Certainly appreciated getting back onto a firmer track today. And her class shone through that last little bit. Take nothing away from Russian Schnitzel. She was also a big improver getting back onto a firmer surface. She made the running, did a bit of early work to cross, and she was game in defeat. And what about the run of Say Soiree La coming from the tail and really hitting the line? She does have that in her locker, and look for her to go mighty close third up next time.
Well, I know you were keen on her first up too, Brad, weren't you?
Yeah, and her run was much better than reads on paper. She got a long way back. She couldn't really pick herself up in very testing conditions. So we know she's a filly with a nice little turn of foot. So when she gets onto a bigger surface next time, maybe over a touch further, she might be something to follow.
Definitely. All right, Joe Pride's going to come over and have a chat to us about this filly by Zoo Star, and that makes it win number 3 from start number 6. Joe, a few anxious moments up the straight, but she was tough in bullocking through and she got the job done.
Yeah, these inside barriers here can be a bit problematic. It can all look really good, and then she came around the corner, I thought, oh no. But she was quite tenacious. She burrowed away out of there, and that was good. It was good to see her return to form, because the 2 runs back, I'm going to blame the heavy tracks. I'm hoping that's what it was, because she's a filly we've got a hold in very high regard, and I think she's up to winning Saturday races. It was just nice to see her break through today.
So the plan is to find a Saturday race now again?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's going to get tough now because the carnival horses are coming back, but there should be an opportunity for her, probably just one more run, give her another break. But I think she's still on the improve. She's been a little bit slow to get there. She's actually a half sister to Magic Time, who's a Group 1 winner, and I don't know that she's going to ever shape up to that kind of level. But I've always, as I said, held her in high regard, and I think she's still got a lot of improvement in her.
Well done, Joe. Actually, I wanted to ask you about a horse that raced in the previous race.
Threatening. He was good. Yeah. He reminds me a little bit of, he's a Seamus Ward. He reminds me of Brutality. He's a slow maturer. It's taken a long time. Still a bit dumb. Doesn't know what he's here for, but he's got some talent.
Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, Reece bringing back this filly, and Reece, I'm not sure if he has had a bit to do with her actually. He rode her at Warwick Farm at first up, he trialled her prior to that, so he's gotten to know the filly very well, and she's just a little bit reluctant to walk into the stores, but a very game win that was. A
deserving win, yeah, for a filly that obviously Joe holds in high enough regard, and we saw Reece have stake success there with Jojo as a man on Saturday, a horse that he's won now I think 6 times aboard that horse, and this filly's building her own great little record and has a great affinity with Reece as well. So she's had the 3 wins now from the 6 starts, and they've all been with Reece on board. So good to see her get back into the winner's stall, Reece.
Yeah, absolutely. Bounced back to form. She had a really nice trial in between, and she showed she was back on target. And today everything kind of went right. It was a little bit scary top of the straight, whether or not she was going to get a run, but she was able to bully herself into the clear. And once she got that gap, she showed a really nice turn of foot. So full credit to Joe and the team for getting them back on track, and happy to partner up for another win. And take us through the mindset of a jockey when you know you've got a lot of horse underneath you and you're pocketed towards the inside there and you're just desperate for that run to come. Yeah, look, it does just come down to a little bit of luck. You don't have a lot of options, so you just got to hope and pray, and once it gets there, you got to not hesitate and you got to go for it and don't look back. She was certainly there for you. Well done.
Cosmanova takes out race number 3 ahead of Russian Schnitzel, Say Soiree Lay and Magna Cat. 4, 8, 6 and 5. Ant on race 3.
Okay, Cosmanova, too good for them there. The filly by Zoo Star for Joe Pride, and Proven Thoroughbred's having a terrific run at the moment. I think I read something last week suggesting they'd had 8 winners in about 8 days. And there's another one they can add to the list. This filly a good pickup. She was a $220,000 yearling purchase at the English Premier back in 2022. She's a half sister to dual Group 1 winner Magic Time. So at the time they bought her, they probably got her cheap, considering Magic Time hadn't won a Group 1 at that point. She's won 2 now, and this filly's a half-sister to her, being by Zoostar. So very valuable prospect post her career as well. Cosmonova, that's her 3rd win from start number 6. She's building a pretty tidy record herself. 4, 8, 6 and 5 after the 3rd from Canterbury. We'll leave it there.
Lady Extreme, no luck at Hawkesbury last time out, also into $6. And always in the rough here of the field is the last to move in for the first leg of the main quaddie. Varley David Morrow handicap, and we're just about ready to run. There's the light. We're ready, and they're racing now in a beautiful line out. Off the inside, Prophet's Pride there together with Exceed the Dream and the favourite Hummings rolling forward. And Hummings going to take the lead. Now, meantime, Maz Kanata's putting on a performance out the back and is basically taking no part in the race. Prophet's Pride boots up on the inside, holds out Humming for the lead. Flying Thinker drive to 3rd and Lonrioli well positioned 4th. Then came Exceed the Dream. Lady Extreme next on the inside of Alvina's Luck. Further back in the field, then came Riva Demore as they negotiate the corner from Misgivings. Always in, and forget about Maz Kanata. She's had a real dummy spit. Prophet's Pride leads down the side from the favourite Humming, then Flying Thinker, Lonrioli further back, Lady Extreme, Alvina's Luck, Exceed the Dream doing it tough out wide. Prophet's Pride at the 400 leads by a half to Humming, then Flying Thinker sweating on a run, Alvina's Luck pulling out, getting onto the back now of Lonrioli, who travels up nicely. Prophet's Pride led from Humming, Lonrioli let go the outside, then Flying Thinker and Lady Extreme being exposed into the clear. Alvina's Luck sticking on. Lonrioli got to a narrow lead. It's Lonrioli in front at the 75 from Lady Extreme, Alvina's Luck. Lady Extreme, Alvina's Luck. The lady, she had some luck today. Lady Extreme just won it from Alvina's Luck and Lonrioli. Closing off Always In, followed by Flying Thinker, and close up was Riva Demore. Prophet's Pride dropped out together with Humming, Misgivings, and will Exceed the Dream, sat 3 wide. That was all too much for her, and not sure what was going on with Maz Kanata. She was bucking and jumping out of the gates and has taken virtually no part from the 800 metres onwards.
Number 11, Lady Extreme, Blake Ryan and Jay Ford. $6.50, $2.20. She just gets up in the nick of time. You've got Alvina's Luck on the outside, and you've got Lonrioli over on the inside. That's tricky. I'll stay out of that, and I'll stay out of 4th, I think maybe Always In the 5. Actually, the 5 will finish in 4th spot. But it is Lady Extreme. First time over this trip today. She had the luck and she got the job done.
Yes, and she made it count, didn't she? So once she saw a bit of daylight, she really attacked the line. So there at the 50-metre mark, you could have made a case for any number of horses. Lonrioli was there. Alvina's Luck was looming. Flying Thinker didn't get a lot of room or was making her presence felt late. But to the credit of Lady Extreme, she got the nose down when it counted, and she's a nice mare going forward. So still only lightly raced. As you say, Shani didn't have a lot of luck last time out. Right the wrong from last time, and in a busy finish she gets there, but a little bit to unpack. We spoke about Flying Thinker, didn't get a lot of room, and the well-back Maz Kanata, her race was done and dusted after they went 50 metres. She put on a bit of a bucking exhibition, so hopefully everything's okay with her.
And Humming dropped out as well, so we'll get a Stewart's report on her. Well, Blake, I mentioned that it was actually $12.50, not $1,200, but she needed every part of it.
Yeah, it was good, She's a tough little thing, isn't she? It was my fault first up. I wanted to go back, too frightened from a bad gate to get caught on a limb, and then Jay fell on his sword a little bit the other day, but it worked out today. I thought there was a bit of deja vu getting to the corner from the other day, but she's tough and she put her head in and she needed every bit of it she got there. But, it's good. I'm just wrapped for Luke. He put a lot of faith in us behind her back when she had her issues and sending her to us, and very, very grateful and very rewarding.
Where to now?
It's a midway in 10 days. It's back in trip a little bit, but we'll have a look at her on a Saturday at Randwick. I reckon Randwick she'll actually enjoy. But, take her home, make sure she pulls up all right, and then there's a couple of options there for her without going to any great heights. But she's an extreme choice, winning Metro, winning Mare now, so that's going to do nothing but help her page.
Well done, Blake.
Thanks, Shani.
All right, Brad's about to go over and have a chat to Jay, who knows this filly quite well now. He was aboard her. Actually, he's been aboard her in most of her runs, to be honest, so he knows her very well.
Yeah, he does. So, Jay, you've got a good association with this mare. You know her particularly well, and she was there for you at the finish.
Yeah, certainly. She's come back really well, probably better than last preparation. All the runs have had plenty of merit, obviously. She was a bit unlucky the other day. Was able to just hold a midfield spot, sneaked away on the fence, and coming into the straight, I was thinking, hopefully this isn't Hawkesbury all over again. So, but we found the back on Rioli, then rolled off its back, and she was strong for me late. So, good reward. We missed out the other day, but now she's got a city win, which is most important.
All's well that ends well. And Blake just touched on before that maybe you look at a midway or something like that. Do you think she's got the progressive nature in her to maybe take something like that out?
I certainly think so. While she's in this vein of form, I think we strike while the iron's hot. She's always shown good ability, and this preparation's probably been the most sound she's been. So while she's going well, we should probably aim as high as we can.
Well done, Jay.
Cheers.
Lady Extreme takes out the first leg of the quaddie here at $6.50, $2.20. Alvina's Luck pays $2.80. Lonrioli pays $3.10, and always in fourth spot, 11, 9, 3 and 5. The interims, and as we come back to you.
Righty, good on you, Shani. Good effort. Gee, Blake's having a good run with his team at the moment. He is doing a great job. I think he's had 10 from his last 50. That thing should have won last start. It's won now. And, doing a terrific job with his team, Blake. Not only his race horses, but well known for his export horses as well. Buys a lot of horses that ultimately end up in Hong Kong. And he's doing a terrific job with them. This 4-year-old mare, she's obviously got a bit of background. She was a $250,000 yearling purchase in 2021 at the Magic Millions. She was with Kieran Ma, and then she went through an online sale and was bought back for 27.5. So I'm not sure of the issues. As you heard Jay say there, it's the soundest she's ever been, and Blake touched on it. So she's obviously got a few niggles or whatnot, but she's doing a good job, and she's on the board for her second win from start number 5. Okay, Lady Extreme, 11, 9, 3.
Extreme winning the previous. So they're moving in very swiftly now. Jack Duggan only just arrived here at the gates, and he's already in. Unlimited has been supported, goes forward, and the Princess Nefertiti as well. So they've bungled them into the gates very quickly, and we're all set to go now. Stand by. Race 5, Canterbury, the gates clang back and they're off. All in the Mind was one of the last to leave. Osmond jumped well with Glon Torn. Danish Princess rolling forward and Princess Nefertiti out wide. Tara Shock holding a spot down on the rails. Then All in the Mind, Unlimited taken back. And Jack Duggan's last of all. Glontorn got to the front from Danish Princess, ahead away the outside. Princess Nefertiti stuck in a 3-wide position, followed by Tara Shock, pinned away on the inside by Osmond. A length and a half to Unlimited, travelling strongly on the outside of All in the Mind, and a length and a half off to Jack Duggan. Down the railway side at the 1,000 metres, and Danish Prince pushes on now. Deanne Pena really wants to establish the front on its own here, and Danish Prince gets the lead now from Glontorn, and this leaves Princess Nefertiti with that cover, but now one off the fence on the outside of Tara Shock. 2 lengths to Osmond, who's tugging along, pulling really hard. Osmond on the outside of All in the Mind. Unlimited second last. Jack Duggan on the fence sees them all. 600 metres to go. Danish Prince had to work to get to the front, out by a half on Glontorn. Then Tara Shock. Osmond has been pulling hard. Let's slide forward now. From All in the Mind is just looking for a bit of room. Unlimited the outside, and Jack Duggan's last of all. Danish Prince leads around the corner from Glontorn, and Osmond the outside, followed by Princess Nefertiti. Unlimited getting wide. All in the Mind's got all the chasing to do. Osmond races up now to hit the lead here at the 200 metres. Osmond in front. All in the Mind is ducking and weaving, looking for the run. Osmond in front. All in the Mind is surging through. It got the luck there, and All in the Mind powered away to win it. Now Tara Shock second from Osmond. Jack Duggan flew home. Danish Prince close up the inside. Further back to Princess Nefertiti, Unlimited, and Glontorn.
Number 5, All in the Mind, Chad Schofield and Bjorn Baker combining. 5'10", 180, defeats the stablemate Tara Shock, who pays $2.70. Third was tight. You've got Osman and also What do we have? Jack Duggan was there.
Yeah, Danish Prince was on the
was
inside.
there. What way are you leaning here, bro?
Busy finish, wasn't it? So at the moment, we know that All in the Mind's won and Tarashok's run second, but as far as third and fourth, we will get some clarity shortly. But a nicely timed ride there, just needed the brakes, and they fell Chad Schofield's way, and he darted through to win and win well. So bounced back from last start where he was a touch disappointing. He was so good first up. He's a horse, an import that did have a lengthy time off. He was a bit flat second up, but he was sharp and there for Chad when he needed him over that last 100 metres. Busy finish, as I say. Tarashok improved from last start where he was a touch disappointing. Tends to race well at Canterbury. Jack Duggan was a real eye catcher. I think he's just about ready to do something. So yeah, All in the Mind brings up that first Australian victory, an import with 16 starts and now 2 wins.
Indeed. Glenn Lobb joins me. That was a nice win from this fella.
Yeah, it was, Shani. He went good his first up run here, come from a fair way back and run second after getting sort of a check, sort of at the 600 or 700. He done a real good job. Then I think the track was a bit bottomed out for him his last run. So he didn't go as good. But we thought today, back on top of the ground, Chad rode him a treat, Just had to go back, do no work early. And once the gaps came, he dived through good.
He'd had a really long break before he resumed. What was the issue?
Yeah, he had some issues early on, soundness issues when he first came. We'd had him for about a month or two working up, and he had some soundness issues. And then we got him back, and he was on his way again, and things went against him again. So, he's done a good job for us. It's only had a few runs in a couple of years, but it's good. The owners have been nice and patient, with him. He's an import, so he costs a bit of money to bring here and whatever. So it's good to see him getting a result with him now.
Tarashok was good?
Yeah, he was terrific. Another one back on top of the ground today. He was probably a little bit unlucky too, looking for a run. I thought they were both going to be unlucky at one stage. But, once the run came and he dived through, it was terrific. So, onwards and upwards. And, hopefully, a couple of them, they get out a little bit further. But, it was a very good result today.
Well done.
Righto, thanks, Shani.
Okay, that gives Chad a double for the afternoon and All in the Mind. So start number 16, win number 2. And that was his third one back from a lengthy layoff. Chad's about to come over and have a chat to Brad again.
Yeah, a bunch of happy owners there, and rightly so, Chad.
Yeah, he was really good. I wasn't really happy with my spot. I sort of thought I could be one out, one back in a dominating position, but he flopped out the gates and we didn't have much option to be where we were. But he travelled well there, and we were lucky we got the breaks when we needed them, but he did pick up and put them away very quickly. And his strength through the line probably suggests that he could be better again, over a touch further, I would have thought. Yeah, no doubt. It was a very soft win. As soon as I found the room, I clicked him up and away he went. He won. He put the race away in a couple of strides and he won pulling up, so really impressive. Nice ride, well done. Thank you.
Toyota Fork lifts over 1,250 metres. On this pleasant winter's day in Sydney, and the lights on, ready to go. Race 6, Canterbury Park. Ready now. They're set. And they're racing. And a pretty level line out. Flying Destiny going forward together with No Drama. Oryx taken back. Triskelian's booting up into a decent spot together with Valency, so there's plenty of pressure up front. How Dare You camps behind the leading division, followed by Chartwell. Ceasefire oozing back. So's Oryx. They're there in Capital Asset, last of a pretty bunch field. Well, no established leader yet, so Clark really drops the handlebars down on No Drama and zips forward now. No Drama heads off Triskelian. Valency third, Flying Destiny one off the fence. Oryx planted 3 wide. Further back to Chartwell. How Dare You's been shuffled back. Well back in the field from Ceasefire. There and Capital Asset sees them all. No Drama leads the way, approaching the corner by length on Triskelian, travelling nicely on the bridle. 2 off to Valency from Flying Destiny. Oryx is battling out wide. And further back to Chartwell. No Drama spins the corner in front. Triskelian popped the question now. Then came Valency from Flying Destiny, and How Dare You heads the rest. No Drama with a good kick inside the 200. No Drama 3 lengths clear. Flying Destiny's the main chaser, but No Drama holds a big lead, and No Drama's going to lead all the way from Flying Destiny. And Capital Asset got up to run the third. They're there fourth. Then Valency from Chartwell. How Dare You dropped out again today from Oryx, Ceasefire, and Triskelian, who travelled well to the turn, finished last.
Number 3, No Drama, Tim Clark for Matt Dale, $8.20, $2.90 the place. Defying Destiny finishes second, $2.60. Capital Asset in third, $3.30 and 11 there. Should be in fourth spot. So the numbers will read 3, 2, 1 and 11.
Now 2 from 2 for Matt Dale, so a nice pick-up for the stable. He went forward. I thought he burnt the candle at both ends. Had to do a little bit of work there early to establish the lead, but Tim Clark obviously knew what he had underneath him, and while you're looking back through the field, thinking that something might close late here and make a race of it, he ran right through the line and was pretty dominant at the finish. So Flying Destiny, I should say, try as he might, couldn't reel in the margin. There was back in the ruck, and a nice return from Capital Asset, who does tend to improve with a run under his belt. But no real excuses. The winner, too good, too fit from out in front.
Yeah, a game effort. His win at Maruya first up was very good. Just got the head down at exactly the right time. So stepping out that extra 50 metres mattered not. He was able to control, dictate, and he was far too good. So I haven't seen Matt here this afternoon. I'm sure he's at home, so well done, Matt, if you are watching on from home. And we'll have a chat to Tim when he brings this fella back, a former Victorian horse. He'd only had 12 runs prior to joining Matt's stable. He went to Maruya, as I said, there over 1,200, first up in a 74, and was able to get the head down at the right time and jumped to that was a 72 in the bush, 72 here in the city, and he's been far too good. So we'll just wait and have a chat to Tim. Flying Destiny in second spot. Early on, I didn't think he'd really get a position, but he was able to jump. He was able to sit fourth one off there, so he ended up getting in a good spot. Capital Asset, and there was certainly doing her best work late in the piece after settling back, and she really rattled home late. Anything to add, Brad?
Yeah, well, good win from a horse that is obviously going through the grades, and his record speaks for itself, doesn't it? So now 14 starts for 5 wins. You really can't do much more than that, and Tim Clark rode with a bit of confidence there, wanted to take the front and just got him rolling there, as you can do at Canterbury, pinch that winning break, and try as they might, they couldn't get close to him on the finish. So he's a nice style of horse, and he's obviously got that big action, gets out and makes his rivals chase, and he showed good determination, not only at Maruya, but also at Canterbury today. So Capital Asset was good in defeat. He might be the one we can follow going forward, but I don't want to take anything away from this winner, Tim, who looked to do a little bit of work to cross, but he ran right through the line.
Yeah, he just sustained a good gallop all the way through. He had to do a bit to get there, and through the middle stages, I just let on his neck, and he travelled really well, but I didn't really sort of give him too much of a breather. But obviously, that was going to make the horses chasing, really have to come out and get him, but he just didn't give him a look in.
And did the stable give you a bit of confidence coming to this as far as his prospects going forward?
Oh, look, Matt was happy with how he'd done, between runs, and obviously only a newish horse to the stable, but he couldn't fault the horse off what was a good tough win first up with a big weight, and he's reproduced that here today, so he's going well.
Well done, Tim.
Thanks.
Okay, so No Drama takes out race number 6 ahead of Flying Destiny, Capital Asset, and they're 3, 2, 1 and 11 on race number 6 from Canterbury. And
head in that direction.
Okay, good on you guys. Doing a great job with his team, Matty Dale, isn't he? One of the best trainers in country New South Wales. And No Drama. 2 starts now for the new stable, 2 wins. Doing a super job. And now a city winner. He's building a pretty good record too, this fellow No Drama. That's now his 5th win from start number 14. He's a good short courser. Who knows where he might end up later on this year. Matt will place him
along with Olympic Gaze, and Really Serious will be the last. So a dozen running over 1,900 metres. I think the favourite Demarque through the quaddie, a bit over 2,000. And we're just about ready with Really Serious completing the lineup. They're locked and loaded, and we're good to go on the last at Canterbury Park. Racing now. Monarch Spray given a wind up out of the gates. Brush for the runner inside and Aim Point first to find the fence from McGeehan. And now Monarch Spray starting to build up the revs and the Grey Blue Cup on the outside. They're followed by For Tame. Really serious looking to slip in on the outside of Demarque. Demarque's been pushed down to the fence. 2 lengths further back to Fun Sunday and the inside of Gazumped. Well back as Brenner, as good as Sober gets, and Olympic Gaze as last. So Monarch Spray in front for Tim Clark as they turn out of the straight, led by a length and a half. Aim Point was getting close to heels and pops off. Blue Point looking to ease in and get cover, and For Tame slips closer on the rails. Further back then to McGeehan, and the favourite Demarque 6 down on the rails. A length and a half Really Serious. 3 lengths further back to Fun Sunday. A length to the stablemate Gazumped. Then came Brenner for As Good as Sober Gets, and Olympic Gaze last of all. So about a dozen covering them down the railway side of the course. Monarch Spray at the 1,000, led by a half to Aim Point, is tugging along. For Tame leaders back third. Blue Cup the roughie fourth, 1 out 1 back. Followed by Demarque 3 back the fence. A half the outside to McGeehan. Then Really Serious from Gazumped. Fun Sunday in a pocket now. A length further back to As Good as Sober Gets from Brenner. And Olympic Gaze sees them all. Monarch Spray just rolling along at a tempo to suit itself. Out by a length here on Aim Point. Then came For Tame from Blue Cup. Demarque 5th, the fence, no change to the order. Half the outside to McGeehan. Then came Gazumped from Really Serious. Fun Sunday, As Good as Sober Gets Brenner. 3 lengths away to Olympic Gaze. 400 to go. Monarch Spray ups the tempo now by 2. For Tame slips through going to second. Followed by Aim Point. Demarque taking a rails run. McGeehan wide out with Blue Cup. Monarch Spray leads at the 200 metres by 2 on For Tame. Demarque is slowly starting to pick up on the inside, but Monarch Spray with a great kick in the lead. Demarque For Tame closing in, but Monarch Spray will see it out. Monarch Spray by 3/4 Demarque. For Tame third, a gap to, I think, Gazumped fourth from McGeehan. As Good as Sober Gets and Fun Sunday. Then came Brenner from Olympic Gaze. Really Serious. Further back Blue Cup, and Aim Point was last in.
5 Monarch Spray, Tim Clark, $9.40, $3.30. Demarque finished the second, $1.60. For Tame in third, $2.60. And I think you'll find Gazumped possibly in that fourth spot. But numbers at this stage will read 5, 7, 9. Brad, Monarch Spray straight to the front, and they couldn't run him down.
No, and if you backed him, you were rewarded late. Look at that on the totes, $9.40 on the New South Wales tote, and he closed $8.50 tab fixed odds after going up one of the favourites in the race. So Canterbury, 1,900 metres. If you make your own luck, you're hard to beat, and he did look well paired with Tim Clark, and that proved to be the case. Catch me if you can, and they simply couldn't. So that brings up a treble for Tim Clark today. Demarque was just wedged away in between runners. When he finally angled into the clear, I thought he had his chance. For Tame, good to see him bounce back, ridden with a little bit of cover, and Gazumped just simply had too much to do. He made some headway late without ever really looking likely.
Okay, we're going to catch up with Charlie, who is just making his way over. So Chris Waller cornellaring the final event, and Monarch Spray is a 5-year-old Highland Real Gelding, and that was start number 5 for the preparation. You could forgive him for his run on a heavy track last time out, back on soft going, and he's proven too good. When I asked you earlier about Demarque, I said all the money's coming for him, and your comment was Monarch Spray will have something to say about that. I almost followed you. I didn't, but I almost did.
Well, you should have.
I know I should have.
Yeah, he bounced back to form today. He obviously didn't like the wet track last start. Back to Canterbury, he loves it here. The distance is right, and Tim gave him a perfect ride.
He'd shown signs at home that he'd bounce back off that.
Yeah, look, we just put it straight down to the track, and Nash was pretty adamant that it was the track and said he'll bounce back as soon as he gets back to Canterbury. So I don't think, whilst the performance was below par last start, I think it can be based purely on that rather than the horse being out of form. So it was good to see him win today. Obviously some of the owners are here today, so that's always good when they make the effort to drive out on the midweeks. And yeah, obviously those colours have plenty of horses in our camp, so Noel will be happy up there.
You're going to have to find another 1,900 metre benchmark race for him, because he's loving this track and trip.
Yeah, he is indeed. Look, and I think that's obviously the way to ride him. He keeps going the one pace and just keeps grinding away and finding. But to Demarque's credit, he actually he ate a good bit back into that margin. I thought he was going to win a little bit easier than he did, but no, I think there's a win on the board for him too before too long.
Well done, Charlie.
Thank you.
Okay, so that seals the Jockeys Challenge there for Tim Clark. He only needed to run a place, I think, to win it, and he's been able to win the final event here on this fella. So that makes it 7 starts at this track, all 3 of his wins and 2 minor placings here. So he's got a bit of a soft spot for Canterbury, I guess you'd say, Brad.
Yeah, and as you touched on, his record over the track and trip speaks for itself. Now 5 goes for 3 wins, and that was evident today, Tim, that he's just a horse that loves the Canterbury 1900 metres.
Yeah, he certainly does. Obviously, you had to forgive him from his last start, heavy track, and back to his happy hunting ground, and he's able to bowl along, into a nice rhythm, and enjoyed galloping out there. Still strong through the line.
And a treble for you today?
Yeah, good day at the office, and just missed on another one. So, no, they all performed really well.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so Monarch Spray takes out the final event here this afternoon at, well, it pays $9.40 actually on the tote. Demarque second, for Tame third, and Gazumped does fill that 4th spot. 5, 7, 9 and 8, that wraps.